everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mimi if you guys are new here, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to my channel and tuning in again. So today's video is a purse related video. It's on the Chanel Classic Flap Medium and the Boy in the size medium as well. So in today's video, I thought I would go over a few things about these two bags and how much do they hold. So if you guys want to skip through the video, I will leave timestamps down below for you guys, so that way you don't have to watch the whole video if you're just looking for something in particular that you want your questions answered. So make sure you guys check the description box as well. So let's go ahead and get started with this video. So let's go ahead and talk about the obvious, which is the style of the bags, and we'll go ahead and talk about the Boy first. So the Boy is a single flap design, and it has a little closure in the front right here where you pinch and lift up like so. There's no pocket in the back, but the strap does feature chain and leather, so it's like half and half there. The strap's supposed to be adjustable, but I've never adjusted this, mainly because even if you lifted this to make the strap longer, this part of the tab will be hitting this little notch right here, so it's just not worth it. I think it's just best to leave it the way it is, but I mean, by all means do what you want, but I'm just saying, like, the look of it, this leather piece at the end will be landing on top of the little notch right here, so it's just not worth it. The bottom of this bag doesn't have a base, so it is a little bit softer. There's nothing that keeps it shaped, but you can definitely get a base shaper or a bag organizer for this bag to help with that. And inside, there's no pockets besides the back one right here. And you guys can't really see, but it's lined with fabric, not leather. Sorry, I have some notes right here, but the size of the bag is 5.9 by 9.8 and 3.5 inches. So we'll compare that to the Classic Flap in a second. The Classic Flap features a double flap design, as you can see in there. They do have single flaps, but they stopped making those after a while, so I had no choice but to get the double flap because it's all that they make now. And the closure in front is a turn lock closure. You lift it up, and there is the first flap, and here is the second flap, like so. Inside, there is 2 extra pockets with a lipstick holder. There is this front pocket right here as well. There is a zipper here for storage up here, but since it's so small, I've never used it and I don't plan on ever using it. But you can stick stuff back here behind the first flap. I'm sorry if you hear the gardeners, but I'm just going to keep going with the video. And then in the back here is a smaller pocket, but it's pretty tight, so I would only say like maybe receipts, paper, or something could fit back here, but nothing really thick can fit back here. This bag has a more structured base than the Boy bag, so you don't have to worry about any sagging or anything like that with this bag, so you don't need to get a base shaper or an organizer unless you want to. The size of this bag is 6.1 by 10 by 2.6 inches. This is what the bags look like side by side. So let me show you guys another view here. You guys can see a little bit better. I'm trying to keep my hand as flat as possible for you guys to get an accurate view here. So the Boy bag does definitely look a lot wider. The Classic Flap seems to be a tiny bit longer, like just a little bit, like you can barely even tell. But the Boy bag is definitely a lot wider in the base. So here's what the chains look like. I know they're not the same color, but I just want to show you guys the thickness. They both feature a double strap, but the strap drop on the Boy bag is definitely a lot longer than the Classic Flap. As you can see, the Classic Flap sits a lot higher and the Boy bag sits much lower. So the Boy bag is much more crossbody friendly than the Classic Flap. I typically don't really wear the Classic Flap crossbody unless I'm walking in the street or something. I want the bag to sit really close to me. That's the only time that I'll wear it like this, but it won't be for long periods of time. But as you can see, the drop is pretty significant. The Boy bag is definitely a lot longer. So real quick, with me standing up, I am 5'4", and this is where the Classic Flap hits me, right where my hip is. Yeah, my hip is right here, so this is where it hits me. And the Boy bag hits me like right below the hip, right here. And then crossbody, you'll see a big difference with crossbody over here. Crossbody, the Boy bag sits really comfortably right here on my hip. The Classic Flap sits right where my rib cage is right here. and it's not as comfortable as the boy bag. If I was in a big crowd or walking around a lot of people, I'd wear my bag like this and put it right in front of me. And with the boy bag, I'll just turn it to the front of me just so I can see my bag and I know where it is, because when you have it on the side right here or behind you, you don't know what can happen to your bag if you're walking in a big crowd or anything like that. So, and once again, I am 5'4", just for reference. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the price of each bag. I'm not going to say exactly how much it costs because I think by the time you guys see this video, they already had another price increase. So price increases do come with Chanel quite frequently throughout the year. So you expect at least maybe 2 or 3 price increases every year with Chanel. So even though these bags are similar in size, the classic flap will always be more expensive than the boy bag. That's just a fact. It'll always be that way. And there's always price increases every year. So sometimes they'll do one for the classic flap only, and then the next one will be like the boy bag and all the other bags. Let's go ahead and talk about style now. In terms of style, I find that the classic flap is a lot more dressier, but I feel like I've seen so many people wear this very casually, so it can be a casual bag if you want it to be. Although this bag is a lot more edgy, I have taken this out to, like, you know, casual dinners with my friends or something, with my boyfriend or whatever. But I wouldn't take this to like a wedding or something like that, versus this one, like this would be, I think, appropriate for a wedding. As for this one, I don't think this is like a wedding bag that you would take. If I had to choose between these two, this would be the bag I would take for occasions like that. That's like my thoughts on the style. And for the price point, I feel like because this is way more expensive than this one, I feel like if I had to choose between which one I would get, I would go with this one first. Even though I got this bag before I got this one, the reason being is because I had the Chanel Mini first. If I didn't have the Mini at all and I had to choose between these two, I definitely would have taken this one instead. Because this bag is more casual, that's the reason why I chose the ruthenium hardware. And since this one is more dressier, that's why I chose it with the gold. And also because I didn't want to get 2 silver bags, because I got this one first and I felt like this one needs to be a little bit different. So I got gold in this one. Even though I'm more of a silver person, I'm definitely leaning towards gold lately. So I got gold on this one. But I do like both hardwares. I think it just depends on the bag and the style of the bag. And for hardware, I feel like hardware can really make a big difference in your bags. So that's why I chose the ruthenium for this one. It just looks so much better to me, like with the combo and the shape of the bag, the style. And then I chose gold for this one just because I want it to be more classy, so more like dressed up or dressed down. I think gold can do that. And plus I have a lot of bags that are black with silver hardware already, so I wanted to get something different. So that's why I got this one. Alright, so I just filled up my classic flap with everything that I would normally carry with it. So this is what I have in this bag. It fits everything that I need: my keys, my card holder, Advil, lipstick, phone, AirPods, lotion. It even has room for more stuff. I would typically carry my eyelash wands in here, Advil. Has my wet ones in the front with a panty liner as well. You can definitely fit a couple more in here as well. So at the top, there's still a lot of room, even with my phone in here. As you can see, tons of room left, but I wouldn't really carry much more aside from getting my lash wand. I was supposed to put another one in here, but I forgot to put another one. The way it is right now is pretty heavy, I feel, but at least it holds all of the essentials. Alright, so here's the boy bag, and I'll show you how everything fits in here perfectly. So everything in the classic flap actually fits in the boy bag perfectly. You actually have a lot of room at the very top as well. I wouldn't carry more than this either, just because it will get pretty heavy, because this bag gets heavy if you overstuff it. So I wouldn't carry more than these items in here. So they both, I would say, honestly, hold about the same. The only difference is that this doesn't have a front pocket, the back pocket, and those little other pockets inside. Not that I use it or anything, but they both, I would say, hold the same amount. The only thing I would say is that they're both kind of annoying getting in and out of. So for example, if I want to get into this bag, I have to go through a second flap to look inside. And even though this one is a single flap, I have to lift it up pretty high in order to see what's inside, because this flap is so long. Compared to the classic flap, it's only halfway down the bag. So as you can see, this one you have to lift up, and it's like a whole big flap So I feel like these both have pros and cons in terms of their flaps. Like this one, you gotta get through 2 flaps. This one's 1 flap, but it's pretty long compared, as you can see, to the classic flap. So you have to kind of lift it all the way up in order to see the inside of the bag. And that's it to this video, everyone. I hope you found this video very helpful. If you guys have any other questions about either of these bags, check my description box. I do have other videos down below for you guys. And if you have any other requests, please let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.